friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest, and today I am joining in on a journal prompt challenge. This is the Inspired to Create challenge, which is hosted by AJ's Inspired Life and Messy Missy Creates. And each week they come up with a word, and then you use the letter of the word, each letter of the word, to come up with a prompt. And the idea is that you can exchange these with a friend or with someone in your home. Your kids can come up with prompts for you, your husband or wife or whoever, or you can just do it for yourself. Maybe you can just put a bunch of words in a bin and try to pick one out that starts with that letter. Yeah, I really hope I am explaining that okay. But yeah, basically you can look at the hashtag inspired and then the number 2 and then create _2023, and you can see what everyone's been up to, or you can just head on over, and you should anyway, head over to AJ's Inspired Life or Messy Missy Creates and see what they are up to. It's always something cool. So yeah, I'll have all the information down below, and let's get on with the word here. So the word for March week 2 was rainbow, or is rainbow. It's still March. It's actually March 10th today, which is Mario Day. If you take M-A-R, number 1, number 0, you get Mario. So happy Mario Day. So Rainbow, I exchanged prompts with my very good friend Chrissy, and she came up with, for R, she came up with rose. For A, she came up with affirmations. I is inspiration. N is nature. B is bright. O, otherworldly, and W, waves. So I had a sun and a moon that I could have picked from for bright, and I went with the sun. And then for rose, I found this beautiful big rose in the magazine I loved, so I cut that out. And then I thought for nature I would paint these flowers, and they just came about by accident. I was actually just covering up the background and just playing with the paint, and then I accidentally made a shape that sort of looked like a petal. And then I thought, oh yeah, maybe I'll just make these all petals, and I'll make them coming in, from off the page and surrounding everything. So that was a happy accident. And next I am working on the otherworldly prompt. So I thought I would draw a character. I was thinking of drawing a fairy, sort of a character from the Fae world, but I didn't want to make exactly like the fairies that I've been doing lately. I mean, they all look a little bit the same because I have the same style, but yeah, I wanted this one to kind of be looking like, what are you looking at? Like you can't quite tell if this is a friendly fairy or not so friendly. So yeah, she's you're checking out her and she's checking you out, and you're both trying to figure out if you're a friend or a foe. So here she is sitting down. I thought it would look interesting if she was perched on the rose, and it was almost like, you went in to have a look at the rose and you accidentally saw this fairy. And then I decided I didn't want her to just be like a fairy with like flowy clothes. I sort of was thinking that she has like scales. She's got dragon scales. And then I gave her like claws on her toes and stuff. So I really like her. So I was thinking of her more as kind of a dragon fairy sort of a creature. And I really love her feet with those claws. I like that. And I was trying to make her eyebrows look a little bit grouchier. And I'll be using mostly green and blue tones for her, and purple. I'm trying to keep within the same colors. But yeah, I've really been enjoying painting fairies lately. Mostly friendly. This is the first one I've painted lately that's been a little less welcoming, I should say. Maybe a little more private. Doesn't really want to socialize or anything like that. But yeah, I am super excited about this this challenge, this prompt challenge. I am really excited to be jumping in. It's been going on for a while, but this is my first entry into it, and I'd like to keep up with it each week. And I actually showed my friend my finished page, and she had done hers as well, and we really loved seeing how different each other's creations were. And of course, she had different prompts. I had given her different words to go with her rainbow page. She had, can I remember? R was romance, A was arrow, I was invitation, N was nostalgia, B was bloom, O was outer space, and W was werewolf. So those were the ones I had given to her. But yeah, we loved it so much. So thank you to Alison and Melissa for hosting this, because this is super fun. So now I am adding some leaves, and I think I mentioned that this is my nature part of the page here. So far I have my rose, I've got my sun for bright, and now I've got nature with the flowers and the leaves. It's funny because as I was working on this, I felt like I was getting in a good flow, getting in a good zone, and at some point I realized, oh, I forgot to put the waves in there. So, yeah, I do put them in, but I almost forgot. It's good to have the prompt list like right next to you so you can check. And I actually had some magazine images for nature because I wasn't necessarily going to do any painting or anything like that. So I did have 2 green nature images, but then when I was just looking at them together with the rose and the other things, I just didn't really like them. And then, as I said, this background with the plants just came organically. I wasn't even trying to do flowers. So, you know, sometimes it all just happens like that. It's not quite what you planned or what you thought you were going to do, but you just go with it as it presents itself. And I thought the leaves and stuff were just sort of blending in a little too much. So just trying to give them some detail with the crayon just to make them stand out a little bit, because I thought everything sort of looked a bit undefined at that point. And I really like this light blue color because it so stands out with this paint, especially the pink. It really shows up on that darker pink paint, and I liked how that looked. And yellow. I was trying to find another crayon color that would show up nicely with the dark background. And these are those Neo color crayons. They're really fun. They're very vibrant. And Posca pen. I'm going in with Posca pen as well. So I had gone in with the yellow, and then I tried to go in with that orangey one, but you don't really see it too much. That didn't show up as well as I was hoping, but that's okay. Oh, and here's the one that I had forgotten. So my one I had forgotten was waves. I guess you can't tell that I had forgotten it though, because I don't even have the affirmation or inspiration ready yet. So it could have been anything. But yeah, so the waves I almost forgot about. And then I was like, oh, well, I kind of covered the whole page with this nature. So how do I fit a wave and where? And I figured I'll have it coming up from the bottom, like it's just sort of washing in over the flowers, something like that. And I'm using scraps of paper that were next to where I had drawn my dragon fairy. So they're just little, that's why they're kind of like strangely shaped pieces. And then I just tried to cut them so they looked a little softer, a little more wave-like. So there's three little waves washing in, and I'm just using crayon on there, trying to make it look wave-like. And I would have used a magazine image, but honestly, I couldn't find a good image of waves. I found one, but it was really small and didn't really fit anywhere on the page. So, you know, when you can't find something, you gotta try to make it. So I don't know if you can even tell these are waves. I figure I'll add some of this shimmery watercolor to sort of blend the crayon a little bit and give it a little shine. And then, of course, I had to dab a little bit on the flowers and see how that looked too. And then I thought, well, waves are really bubbly, so let me add some bubbles in the waves. But they sort of faded. You don't really see them too much. Oh, and I was just, well, it's already gone. I'm back to roses again. I found this black and white image of roses. So I know I have one rose, but I liked the idea of my fairy sitting on that smaller one. And I was thinking as I made it, is the smaller rose that she's sitting on white because that's just how it looked? Or did it fade, like she absorbed the flower's energy and color? I don't know. But that's what I was thinking about when I was making this. And now, of course, I just got to add some white because I love adding white pen. And I started off thinking I'll just add some to the waves and some bubbles. And then I said, well, I'll just add some to the blue leaves. And then I said, well, I'll add it to the blue flowers. And then I was like, well, I'm putting on the pink. And yeah, it was everywhere. Of course. And then when I was done, I said, did I overdo it? It's too late now. Just keep going. Yeah, so for my inspiration, like I said, I had a fortune, and it says something like, remember, after the rain, there are rainbows. So I really liked that. And then I also had to have an affirmation. So there's so many good ones out there. And I was trying to find one that wasn't too vague, because even though I like the affirmations that are vague, I like the ones that are more specific. But in this case, I wanted one that was specific for something that I need right now, something that I want to remind myself of and just be in tune with, and that is creativity. So I was looking for a creativity quote. And this is me outlining the flower in black, of course. And after I did it, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. But you know, it's Posca pen. I can't erase it. So I just have to make it work. And then, of course, I thought, well, let me add black to these leaves and stuff in the background because I just love the black and white pen. So is anyone celebrating Mario Day today? I told the family we have to play some sort of a Mario game tonight, right? We gotta do something. Okay, now it's affirmation time. So I went with this one. Creative energy surges through me and leads me to new and brilliant ideas. And I wrote my affirmation on this piece of paper, but I then decided that both the text and it's actually tissue. The tissue were too big, so I rewrite it smaller. And so I went with this one because, you know, when you think that you might run out of ideas, or you think you're just going to sit there and look at the page and not know what to do, or you're going to have a creative block. And, you know, sometimes I have that fear of like, you know, well, what if I can't think of anything to create? What if I run out of ideas? And so this was an affirmation to help with that. Something for myself or anyone to look at and just feel like, okay, I got this. You know, there's always something. Even if I can't think of anything, you know, there's always inspiration all around, whether it's out in nature or watching other videos or looking at art in a museum or whatever it is, there's inspiration all around. And it's also good to take a break sometimes. But yeah, so that was just my, don't worry about it. You know, those ideas, they will come. And now I'm gluing all my pieces down. Got to put the hefty tacky glue on that little guy since the paper's a bit thick. And then I wanted the affirmation. Sorry about my light is poking in from the bottom of the screen. It was dark in the studio, so I have my light there, and yeah, I'm sorry. There we go. Thank you. I finally noticed. Now I forgot what I lost my train of thought. Well, we're going to add some gold here. And, oh, I know what it was. I wanted the inspiration, the fortune that I put in there to look like the waves, you know, had a message. It's just rolling in on the waves, some inspiration. And then, you know, up above, there's an affirmation. So there's positivity. There's the sun shining through, you know. And then there's a grouchy dragon fairy. So it's got everything. And that is my page. I have all my prompts on there, and it was so much fun. Thank you so much for watching, for coming by today. Really appreciate it. Be sure to check down below for all the info on how you can check out what everyone else is up to, how you can get involved. You can jump right in and play along too. And I will see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.